rồi để xem cái tour du lịch này nó có giống như cái bản origin không.
Here, visitor. You are about to embark on a journey of discovery through the rich and fascinating history of classical Greece. You'll become fully immersed in the painstakingly detailed world built for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which you are free to explore at your own pace, without any danger or time pressure. For a directed experience, take one of the many guided tours curated by prominent historians and archaeologists. Along the way, exchange words with some of Greece's most famous historical persons. The classical Greece you are about to explore is at the peak of its glory. This period is synonymous with grand accomplishments of the physical and the mental. Architectural marvels which still stand today dot its landscape, while towering achievements in philosophy, political systems, and art still influence our modern society in profound ways. We hope you become engrossed in the dazzling riches of ancient Greece and welcome you to your visit.
Đã cùng khám phá về Acropolis. Rồi.
Τι στον κόρακαν!
Ανεμονιώτης ο άνθρωπε!
Αδύνατο ρε στή! Πού να με πιστεύει τούτο!
Acropolis, Athens. Bản đảo Attica.
Τελείως όμως!
Bắt đầu từ
Greetings, wanderer, and welcome to the Acropolis, the shining jewel of Athens.
Pericles. Đây, ta tìm xem lại là hai vợ của Pericles là một trong những cái rất nổi tiếng ở Athens.
The Acropolis of Athens is a bastion of art and culture worthy of the gods themselves. Within this citadel, you will find many important sacred buildings, as well as some of the most magnificent art in all of Greece.
Quan trọng, tâm linh của
You are in for a very enlightening visit. When you're done, come find me, and we can discuss the things you have seen. Farewell for now.
Απαγιάβε μου!
đã bắt đầu tour du lịch rồi.
The Acropolis has gone through many changes in its long history. It began as a simple rock, was settled as early as the Neolithic period, and then became a fortress in the Mycenaean period. Stone buildings started appearing in the 7th century BCE, but the famous structures whose ruins remain visible today date mainly from a period of construction in the 5th century BCE. The location of the Acropolis is closely tied with Athens' foundation myth. Supposedly, it was the site where Athena and Poseidon competed for the city's patronage. This connection gave the Acropolis a sacred aura, and it was considered the religious heart of the city.
Cái đây coi là kiểu trái tim tâm linh của thành phố. Bạn thấy rất là đẹp.
Λέγω.
Trang phục các thứ của người
Άρα
dân
μου
này.
απολέσω.
Ta sẽ lên địa điểm tiếp theo đây.
The temple of Athena Nike was built on the remains of old fortifications from the Mycenaean era. Worship at the temple can be traced back to the 6th century BCE, but the building itself was destroyed during the Greco-Persian Wars a century later. It was rebuilt during the Peloponnesian War. Given that the name Athena Nike roughly means Athena of victory, it was likely constructed in the hopes that Athens would win the war. Unusually, The temple depicts historical scenes of battles against the Persians instead of the more mythologically inclined art of other Greek buildings. The temple's priestess was chosen randomly among the Athenians and received a salary of 50 drachmae annually, along with skins and trophies from sacrificed animals.
Giấy. Đây. Các thợ thủ công đang thiết kế xây dựng các cái cột. Trình. Có một cái địa điểm màu tím này, biết địa điểm gì? Đây có thể ẩn náu gì đấy, ta sẽ xem nào. Đây. Cái gì? Không rõ cái này là cái gì. Ra thì Quan.
Τι σκόρακαν παιδεύεις.
The Acropolis was built up over a long period, due in no small part to its partial destruction during the Greco-Persian Wars. It was in the 5th century BCE, though, that the Acropolis received its most significant improvements. This period was an extremely prosperous time for Athens, both financially and culturally. With a booming economy bolstered by trade and the Lavrion silver mines, Pericles, the leader of Athens, financed a huge project to rebuild the citadel. He enlisted the help of renowned artists, like the sculptor Phidias, as well as the architects Iktinos and Callicrates. Together, they erected buildings like the Parthenon and the Propylaea Gateway. Pericles' goal was to make the Acropolis into a glorious monument to the gods and to mortal Athenians.
Τι το τούτον. Εις φαντασίαν πλέον.
Các bạn có thể thấy một cái tượng rất là lớn, đây là tượng thần, giống tượng thần Athena, đây là tượng thần Athena.
Behind the Propylaea was the giant bronze statue of Athena Promachos, or Athena who fights on the front lines. That name was reflected in the spear and shield the statue held in its hands. It was erected in the mid-5th century BCE by the artist Phidias. According to an inscription, it took 9 years to make and cost almost 500,000 drachmae. At approximately 10 meters tall, the statue was apparently so large that Pausanias claimed its helmet and spear tip could be seen from the sea near Cape Sunion, 60 kilometers away. The ornamentation on the statue's shield was engraved by the metalsmith Mies. The Aerophoroi were young girls between the ages of 7 and 11 who were in charge of special rites. A list of 4 girls was drafted by the Assembly of Citizens, from which the High Magistrate, the Archon Basileus, chose 2 to serve as Aerophoroi for the year. The girls lived in a house on the Acropolis. They were in charge of carrying sacred objects and weaving the peplos of Athena. The peplos was a sacred robe offered to Athena during Panathenea, a festival held in her honor.
Parthenon is so people Athena's biggest politic festival. Kiểu như lễ hội nhá.
The Erechtheion was an atypical temple. It was dedicated not only to Athena Polias, but also to Cecrops, the mythical founder of Athens, his son Erechtheos, and even Poseidon, the sea god who challenged Athena for possession of the city. The temple was divided into sections. The eastern part housed a statue dedicated to Athena, while the western section jointly belonged to Poseidon and Erechtheos. Meanwhile, King Cecrops' grave was believed to be under the caryatid porch. Under the temple was a crypt that was said to contain the sacred snakes of Athena. The snakes may have had a sweet tooth because the priestesses of Athena allegedly fed them honey cakes.
Đây có cả con rắn ở trên cái mái của cả nhà này. Kiểu cũng một cái nơi nghi lễ thờ và cả cung bái gì đấy. Đây cũng lên cái địa điểm màu hồng. Đây là cái sanctuary kiểu thành địa đấy. Quan Zeus, nó như kiểu một cái hiến tế cổ xưa hay sự cổ xưa. Đây như cái bức vẽ các bạn thấy một cái trái Questris David vào năm 1775 1780. Quan hiến tế bò.
The Parthenon is one of the most well-known buildings in the world and an enduring symbol of ancient Greek civilization. While it is located on the Acropolis, the building is not a traditional temple. It was built by the sculptor Phidias and the architects Callicrates and Ictinus as a great monument to the glory of the city of Athens. That glory is evident in its many carvings. One of the most carved monuments in Greek architecture, the Parthenon's decorations depict several mythological scenes. These include the birth of Athena, her fight against Poseidon for the patronage of Athens, the gods' battle with the giants, and the procession of the great Panathenea.
Parthenon, ngôi đền rất quen thuộc trên cái đồi ở Acropolis. Cái hình vẽ bên trái, ngôi đền được sử dụng rất nhiều ở trong dạy học, ở trong phần lịch sử lớp 6, lịch sử lớp 10. chúng ta đi vào bên trong ngôi đền. Đây, chúng ta vào xem.
The Parthenon's inner chamber, or cella, contained a massive statue of Athena that was considered to be one of the sculptor Phidias's greatest masterpieces. The statue was chryselephantine, a combination of gold and ivory. To justify the steep cost of its construction, Pericles told Athenians that the statue was a gold reserve, which could be disassembled in times of economic distress. The cella also allegedly contained a pool, whose main purpose was to control the room's humidity, which helped preserve the statue's ivory.
Athena để bảo trợ cho thành bang Athens. Để mình thấy đẹp. Vâng, chào bác. Lần này là đến đây ghi chép gì? Đây một cái vết Athena này. Đây là một cái bình gốm này, cái bình gốm này các bạn thấy nó rất là quen thuộc. Đó, cái bức vẽ của Acropolis. Đây, còn những cái bức chạy. Đây tranh vẽ trên tường rất là đẹp. Đi ra ngoài rồi. Đây, chắc là chúng ta sẽ đi ra từ bên đằng sau của đền Parthenon. Đằng sau này là trong này chắc là chứa kho báu hay gì đây, nhiều kiên khủng các thứ, bình biết các thứ này.
Athens' treasury was located in the Parthenon, where it was believed to be protected by Athena herself. The treasury contained objects of great value, acquired from different conquests, as well as a mass of minted silver coins and various offerings to Athena. Pericles also decided to move the entirety of the Delian League's treasure to the Parthenon in 454 BCE. This was a great testament to Athens' power over the rest of Greece. The riches were divided into two parts: the Demosia, which belonged to the city, and the Hiera Cremata, which was dedicated to the goddess and only used for religious purposes.
Đây cất giữ rất nhiều các kho báu ấy, trong nơi của cũng như của Athens. Đây cho anh em xem. Đây, rất nhiều khiên, tiền vàng các thứ. Dương để họ.
And what did you think of the Acropolis? It truly is quite something, isn't it? A sacred sanctuary and an architectural marvel, all in one. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. You're confident enough for a test? Very well. Let us see how much you know. Which two gods competed for Athens' patronage?
Nào, các vị thờ trong này, nếu như trong ở Athens là thờ Poseidon với cả Athena, chúng ta thờ Poseidon và Athena.
Correct. It was Poseidon and Athena who fought for Athens' patronage. As for who won, the answer is in the city's name. On to the next question.
Và câu hỏi
Who sculpted the statue of Athena in the Parthenon?
ai đã người mà xây cái bức tượng của thần Athena ở Parthenon. Lúc vậy chúng ta đi tham quan một lượt thì chúng ta sẽ thấy là cái người mà thiết kế cái này nó chính là Phidias. Phidias.
Correct. The renowned sculptor Phidias made the statue, which was considered one of his masterpieces.
Đấy, chính Phidias.
And now, the final question.
Là câu hỏi cuối cùng.
Which king's tomb was believed to be under the Caryatid porch?
Câu này khó rồi. Câu này thì khó quá. Câu này nếu tôi nhớ không nhầm thì như chúng ta sẽ chọn là nhầm. Acropolis là Phidias thì chắc chắn không phải. Phidias là của Sparta rồi. Perseus
That is correct. Kekrops was the mythological first king of Athens, and his tomb was said to be under the Erechtheion. It seems you know much about this place. Well done, wanderer.
Chúng ta sẽ có gợi ý cái tour tiếp theo này, hoặc là random tour bất kỳ. Nào thôi, hôm nay ta có thể tìm hiểu cái tour này đây thôi. Sau ta sẽ tìm hiểu các tour tiếp theo. Vậy hẹn các bạn ở trong những cái tour tiếp theo.
As you wish. Hopefully we will see each other again soon.
Chúng ta còn rất nhiều các tour nữa liên quan đến Hy Lạp cổ đại. Ta sẽ hẹn nhau những cái buổi sau để tìm hiểu tiếp.